Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to cook the perfect, healthy, plant-based dinner to fill you up and give you loads of energy, and it's the easiest thing you'll ever make in your life. Alright, so here's the thing. I get so many people saying to me, Sophie, really, I need you to help me. I need recipes. You tell me that it's a good idea to go plant-based and fill my diet with all these plants, but it's so complicated. But it isn't, and it doesn't have to be, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I'm going to show you right now how to cook. I'm going to call it a forever soup, but it is actually hearty enough to also be called a stew. It's very filling. So what I do, my friends, is I will make this on a weekend, and then I'll either keep it going for the whole week and just keep adding little bits and pieces that I want, just keep it in my fridge, or I will freeze it in lots of different containers so I have lots and lots of different dinners. There is really no right or wrong way to do it, but let me step through the basics of how to cook this, how to put it together. I barely even say how to cook it because it's that easy, so stay with me. What I'm using here is, this is a saucepan which is actually also a slow cooker, and I love my slow cooker. Slow cooking is one of the healthiest ways of cooking because it requires less heat. The less heat that you can use when you're cooking, the better, because it helps your food retain the nutrients and doesn't create these ages, which is a whole other topic, but these advanced glycation end products, you don't need to know about this now, but all you do need to know is for healthy, youthful, going on for years, just try to cook with low temperatures. So that's what I have here, a stainless steel, and it will end up going, I have a little slow cooker base that I'll end up setting it on. So if you can ever find a slow cooker, we'll put the link underneath this video for this one that goes from stove to base. That's what I recommend. So in here, what I've started doing already is just frying off an onion. I put it in here, one whole big yellow onion that I chopped up, and I fried it in a little tiny bit of avocado oil. I like avocado oil because, why? It has a very high smoke point, so it's great for frying. I'm gonna add a little bit of water because I also like to do that. I do what's called steam frying. Now, for those of you who have been told that you've got to have a fat-free diet or get rid of all fats and oils from your diet, and I know some of you who have been diagnosed, with heart disease or diabetes or whatever, that might have been the directive from your doctor, and absolutely, if that's the way to go, then you can steam fry your base. No oil at all. You can literally just saute your onions with a little bit of water on a very low heat. I do a bit of both, a little bit of oil, a little bit of water. So that's that. Now the next thing I'm putting in is leeks. I actually love leeks, and I just think there are I put in a whole leek there that I just roughly chopped up. I love leeks because they have the same health benefits. It's the leek, onion, garlic family. Everything that I'm putting in this pot, the main strokes of it, I want you to try and eat every single day. I've really carefully put this together because I'm hitting all the nutrients that I think will keep you healthy, keep your immune system strong, give you energy, keep you gorgeous. It really is. It's that simple, my friends. Let's not overthink it. So onions, leeks, you don't have to use a leek. The onion was the important part. You could use a little bit of fennel if you have that to hand. You could use celery. That might be easier for you to find. I just like leek because I love the flavor that leek gives to my soup stew. Now, I'm putting in a lot of garlic. I've got 3 cloves of garlic here, minced. And I put that in after I have fried my onion off and really my leek, because you don't want to over fry garlic. It burns very, very easy. The moment garlic's gone brown, you've gone too far, and it will make it bitter. You want to keep a nice sweet garlicky taste. Garlic, really, really important for your immune system. Now the next thing that you can do at this point is you can add in herbs, spices, anything that you want. Cumin is a really, really good one, and children love cumin. It's that little secret ingredient that you can throw in there. It gives it a sort of sweet, spicy, but not too spicy taste. I often use cumin, I use paprika, I'll throw in some dried herbs, an Italian mix. It doesn't matter. Whatever takes your fancy, you throw it in there, and that's the way you can change up this a little bit. So there's my base. Now, the next thing I'm going to put in, my friends, is a little bit of mushroom. I try and eat some kind of a mushroom every single day because they contain a lot of micronutrients, a lot of B vitamins, and a lot of immune boosting compounds. It doesn't really matter what mushroom you have to hand. That was a shiitake. Shiitake are extra special in the immunity department, but you can use portobello, brown, whatever you want. Now, the next thing I'm going to put in, my friends, is the stock or the broth. So I use a veggie one. Now, you can buy it obviously in, depending on what country you live in, you can buy it in America. It generally comes in a box, right? But it's really expensive, right, when it's organic. So what I tend to do is I get the little box, I'll put the link for this one underneath the video, of organic vegetable stock cubes, because they go a long way. Plus, they never go off. You just keep them in your pantry. And then I just fill it with hot, almost boiling water. And look at that, one little teeny stock cube. And I've got that thing that I would have paid a lot of money for a huge great box. So it makes sense, right? So in that goes. Might have had that a little bit too hot. All right, so I'm going to put one whole thing in there and then see how we go with that. Now, next thing to go into this mix is I'm putting in lentils. I like lentils. They give me a lot of energy. And what I'm thinking of now is I've got my base, I've got my all those immune enhancing onions, garlic, mushrooms. I've got all that healthy stock. Now what I'm thinking about is protein, right? Because this is a meal in of itself. We don't want to have to eat anything else, okay? So I'm going to add 2 forms of very, very healthy protein. One is some lentils. These are just basic green lentils. I put about a cup in there of lentils. And again, you don't have to follow the exact recipe. I'm not even going to put this recipe underneath the video because you can just watch this and see it's just 1 onion, 3 or 4 garlic cloves. You could do 5 garlic cloves if you like it really garlicky, or 1 if you don't. And it's just, you just sort of throw in whatever sort of feels good. So the next thing that I'm putting in, and I would say this is one that I want you to put in every single soup that you make or stew that you make, is beans. Beans are the healthiest weight loss food that you can eat on the planet. I recommend that everybody eat 1/4 to 1/2 cup of beans every single day. It will help stabilize your blood sugar. It'll help reduce cholesterol. For anybody who's pre-diabetic, diabetic, any kind of heart disease, history of heart disease, please, my friends, if there's one food you add to your diet, beans. I don't care if they're black beans, baked beans, pinto beans, I don't care, garbanzo beans, just eat them, okay? So I added a can, and they don't have to be dry. A lot of people say, do they need to be dry? No, absolutely not. But if you get a can, make sure it's a really good brand that has a BPA-free can lining. I happen to love Eden Organics because they're made in America. They have a BPA-free lining, and they put in kombu, which is a really great flavoring. It's a seaweed, and it helps also to reduce the gas. So that's a really good brand. I got them on sale in Whole Foods. And then finally, for this one, I'm going to add some crushed tomatoes, and a brand that I happen to love is Muir Glen, and this is their crushed tomatoes, fire roasted, and I love that Muir Glen are organic and they do these fire roasted, which actually kind of just gives it a little bit more flavor. So all of that is going in there. All right, so that's it, my friends. That is your soup. Now, just let me talk to you about a couple of quick additions. That's going off the heat now, and then I am just going to simply place it on the slow cooker base, and it will cook for, I can leave it all day if I want to on a low heat, which is lovely. So I'll go out, come back from work, bubbling, delicious smell, all those flavors have mingled. Even my daughter who comes back from school, who's 15, will be like, oh my gosh, I have to have some of that because it smells so good. Now, little additions. Add a green. Okay, so I've got here a big old thing of organic baby kale greens. Whatever greens I have to hand. It could be chard, spinach, kale, bok choy, but I haven't put it in now because what I do, my friends, is I add the greens just before I eat it, because you don't even need to boil them. While the pot is still hot, just throw in 3 or 4 handfuls of greens and just let them wilt. That way you're not going to cook the heck out of them. The only exception would be something like collard greens, but most baby greens, just let it touch the steam and then it'll keep that lovely green. You could add green beans, you could add broccoli florets, and also, finally, I just want to say, if you want to add a tiny little bit more, if you want to add a grain because you want it to be more filling for you and your family, then you could add you could add quinoa, you could add brown rice. I love to add quinoa, and it takes about 15 minutes to cook. So you might just get that soup out. Like today I might have it like that. And then tomorrow I might go, you know what? I want to change it up a bit. I want to put some quinoa in it because it's going to be our full dinner for the whole family. And the last tip that I can give you, which sort of again changes it up, is you could put in a great big scoop of pesto. How delicious is that? And then you turn it into a pesto soup. So it sort of takes on many different forms. You could even turn it into a kind of minestrone by adding a little, macaroni elbows or whatever. So sky's the limit. But my friends, I encourage you to make that base that I've just made, hitting those onion, garlic, okay, mushroom, onion, garlic, mushroom, tomatoes, and beans. Let's remember those 5 things. Onion, mushroom, garlic, beans, and what was the other one that I said? Okay, so just hit those because lycopene and tomatoes, and then everything else you can just add, carrots, whatever you want, and you will be good to go. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you have other suggestions to add to this forever soup. And the only the last suggestion I make is make a huge pot of it, because whether it's for the family or you want it to last for the week or you want to freeze it, it just takes so much work out of it. Once you've got the cutting board and the knife out, just go for it, make a lot of it. And that, with what I used just now, that'll be like kind of 3 dinners. What more can I say? Easy, inexpensive, and super healthy. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and I will